deception to captivate the minds of the inhabitants of the earth. Revelation 17:2 continues and explains the mystery of Babylon the Great by declaring that she has committed fornication or adultery with the kings of the earth. So what is fornication? It's an illicit union between church and state. And I could tell you that's going to happen. We can see it right now. There's a senator right now, that this has been going on for many years, but there's a senator pretty recently that says that church and state should get together. Who is she? What doctrine is she preaching? We know the truth right here. We already know the truth, that church and state is a bad thing. We know the past. We know the papal system, what had happened to people during the Inquisitions of the past. It's going to happen. It's going to happen again, unfortunately. It is the fallen church system uniting with the state. In the true church system, the church is united with Jesus Christ, Christ only. The fallen church looks to the political leaders of the earth for power and authority. It seeks the state to enforce its decrees. Rather than drawing her strength from Jesus, her true head, she looks to the state for support. Revelation 17:2, its dramatic portrayal, and the inhabitants of the earth were made drunk with the wine of her fornication. Symbolism of pure juice of the grape is used throughout the New Testament to represent the untainted, pure blood of Christ poured out for our salvation. Luke 22:20, Jesus says, "This cup is the new covenant in my blood." When the pure new wine of the gospel is distorted and the teachings of the word of God are replaced with the teachings of human religious leaders, it becomes the wine of Babylon. Notice too that God calls his people out of Babylon. In other words, no matter how corrupt the evil the system is, its reach is so wide that it encompasses, at least for a certain time, his faithful ones, or my people, as he calls them. Yet the time is coming when God will call them out of that corrupt and evil system, which is about to fall. Because of its corrupt and evil nature, this dwelling place of demons and cage for every unclean and hated bird. So, when you put church and state together, we know the story of what Judas did to Jesus, right? He sold him out. He sold out Christ for some money. This is almost the same thing. You're selling out Christ to our political leaders of the world. And it's adultery. Christ should not have anything to do with anything that's human. You're combining human traditions with our godly traditions. And that's not uncommon. I mean, like I was just saying about the senators, they want to combine church and state. It's crazy and it's ridiculous. And it's going to happen, because we're taught it's going to happen.
This was done during the Dark Ages.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
this was present at that time, and it will come again.
Yeah, it's going to happen again. That's what we're teaching here in the Sabbath school lesson. That church and state is going to reunite again.
When you take God out of your equation, that is the only way to make things work. And so that's what we see happening. The religious leaders are still teaching that we have to do things. We have to get things done rather than depending totally on God. The political leaders are looking to themselves to solve the world's problems. And so the only way they can make it happen is this united front.
Right. Does it look like the political leaders are doing a good job right now? It doesn't matter if you're a Democrat or Republican. Does it look like they're doing a good job? No. But who's doing a good job? Christ.
Right.
We're here today because we remember the Sabbath day.
Right.
And look what it's done. We're a family here.
Right.
You can't touch us.
Right.
I actually want to read an article that I have found. It was actually an old Maryland article from 1723. This comes out of the Archives of Maryland online. You can read it. This was when church and state, now this was before America was the United States. This is 1723. This is the state of Maryland. And be it enacted that no person whosoever shall work or do any bodily labor on the Lord's day, commonly called Sunday. Now this right here, this is going to happen. They tried this in 1723. okay? And actually, it was on the books even way past the Constitution. I mean, we have a First Amendment, freedom of religion, but it wasn't until actually 1972 did they actually say it's unconstitutional. So from 1723 to 1972, which was not that long ago, this was on the books. And believe it or not, it's actually still on the books. It's unconstitutional on the federal level, but if the state really wanted to and break away from it, they could reenact it at any time. And it's kind of scary to think that way. But this has been going on since before America was even America. It's interesting.